All right, Shalom. First off, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakago Das. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And a sincere Shalom to all the Akim out here that's doing again, pushing the work in truth and in sincerity. I want to go in this video about the influence of the Charagma, okay, which we know is the, MOTB, okay, according to Revelation 13, okay. And you know, this MOTB Charagma that is going to be made mandatory, okay, is going to have an influence on a lot of people, okay? And those influences go into being a slave, okay? Uh, in the long run. Uh the three ways, that, you know, are the major three ways of being a slave is uh by force, okay, um which could be, the military, okay, you have like the religion, which, you know it's not about, oh, somebody believes in Christianity or whatever, but just the influence that somebody, everybody has, okay, by it being a new thing, or you're not cool if you're not, a part of it, okay, psychological operations, aspect of it, and then you have the depth, or the fact that is this, the way that is the new way to do things, the new way to pay for things, okay, i.e., digital currency, okay, uh, this is the new way to save and to store your information and your data, okay. So the influence, okay, which I have the definition for influence, okay, is the capacity to have an effect on the character, development, or behavior of someone or something, or the effect itself, okay. And it says effect, impact, control, okay, to sway, right, to rule or control, that's what sway means, okay, which goes into pretty much being a slave, okay. It says to hold, okay, have power or control, okay, power, authority, ascendancy, mastery, domination, supremacy, leadership, guidance, direction, pressure, okay. And this MOTB, Charagma, okay, which they will flag you if you say it, flag the video. This will have an effect over the whole entire world, okay, and influence over the whole entire world, okay, via, you know, uh, the military strength, or the, um, the fact that, it's, the depth, the financial aspect, okay. Let me get this word finance, okay, the management of large amounts of money, especially by governments or large companies, okay, the economic, okay, the branch or of knowledge concerned with the production, consumption, and transfer of wealth, okay. From an economic standpoint, this is how, um, people are going to be, exchanging, wealth, their money, okay. You can kind of already see it in, certain uh businesses, okay, a person's regular occupation, professional trade, which, It's different. Okay, an activity that someone is engaged in, a person's concern. Okay, the practice of making one's living by engaging in commerce. Okay, it says an affair or series of events, typically a scandalous and discreditable one. Okay, so a lot of people don't see the scandal right in front of them. Okay, you go inside some of these businesses, right? And they don't even take money anymore. Okay, in order for you to buy something or to have something, which when we go to Revelation 13, okay, I started 15. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Okay, now you have a lot of people who misunderstand, in their opinion of what the beast is. Okay, but it's this system. Okay, and the way that they want you to think. Okay, i.e., uh, those three major ways of making someone to be a slave. Okay, from the depth aspect, from the force, the military aspect, and from the religion or the belief aspect. Okay, it says, and he causes all, both small and great, right? So it don't matter who you are. It says rich and poor. And a lot of rich people, they have influence over a lot of people. They have influence over other rich, people. Okay, especially over the poor. Okay, it says free and bond. So the ones who, you know, are quote unquote, um, free, and then it say slave. Those who aren't in the system of things. You may have someone who you know lives off the land, for example. Is already off the grid. Probably have water and all that stuff. But eventually, man, those people, are going to fall into um, the uh, the temptation, okay, of the dealings, of the world, okay, that everybody is, being influenced by, okay. So a person that you know has something right now, whether it's a job that you work that, is a independent contractor or whatever the case may be, you have your own farmland or, you know, the scriptures in Deuteronomy 28, it clearly says, as far as Israel is concerned, that you got to go through this, man, in a want of all things. Okay? Eventually. So, you know, you can have the fruit, the you know, the jobs and all that stuff of, the trades that you do as far as, how you come up with your own, food or water supply and all that stuff. But eventually, whether the military come at you for doing those things, which, if depending on what, part of the world that you may live in, but eventually you're going to have to come, under the guise of this man, or you end up being killed. Okay? It says to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, which is the Charagma. Okay? So right here for mark is Charagma. Okay, it says a stamp and imprinted mark of the mark stamped on the right hand, on the forehead or on the right hand, is the badge of the followers of the Antichrist. Right, the mark branded upon horses. Okay, which is going to be an AUL, a digital all. Okay, a thing carved, sculpture, graven work of idolatrous images. Okay, and that's also the influence or the religion aspect of it. Okay, so this uh Karagma, okay, is gonna have uh an influence over the whole world. Okay, and it says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Okay, let me see. This is Revelation 3 and 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep you from the hour of temptation, right? Which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. The force, the religion, and the depth, for lack of better words, that it, takes to be a slave. Okay? A slave unto who? The God of this world. Okay, which is, you know, in a nutshell, Esau, who uh is really working, through the, power of Satan. Okay? But we got the book of what is it, Second Corinthians. 4 and 3, it says, but if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. It says, in whom the God of this world has blinded the minds of them which believe not. You're gonna have a lot of people that are scared to fight back, uh, and and it don't have to necessarily be a physical fight, you know, because the minute they see, martial law and troops and tanks and, different vehicles, of the force, that this man is going to try to come with, a lot of people are going to, see that, and they're going to see, we can't fight against that, you know, and that would make them a, slave. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, that, because they are very strong. Okay. You also have the idea of people who, you know, uh, from off of the religion and the financial aspect, you know, uh, uh the the religion or the influence of that, right? Because the God of this world has blinded the minds of them which believe not. You're going to have persecution. That's how serious this thing is. Look at how, much these people were influenced by the jab shots. Okay, when that was, that wasn't even made mandatory, and people, was going crazy, and you got to get your child to get it. You got to do this and you got to do that. Well, this is a serious thing. You're gonna have people that, you know, in many different ways, from off of, the beliefs of this world, coming together, and, you know, what else you gonna do? This is you have to do it. That's the mindset of a slave. Master told me to do it, so master, I gotta do it, master. I gotta do what master say. That's the God of this world blinding the minds of them, because they see the power that this man has, and they're willing to be a slave unto this man by doing that, by taking it. And anyone who fights against it, you get persecuted, and you the influence, that this thing is going to have. You're going to have people, you know lining up together, you know scared, because they don't know what the hell they do. They don't know how they're going to eat, where they're going to do, because they're forced. It's mandated that you take this. Then you have the depth, the financial aspect of it. You can't do anything. You shut out. So guess what? You scared. You don't know how you going to pay for things. This is how you pay for things now. This is the new way of how you do it. So you got to do it. Otherwise, you ain't going to have access to your finances. That's just one way of looking at it from that aspect. But those are three ways to be a slave. Okay, it says, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Yahweh, who is the image of Yahweh, should shine onto them. Right? This is for those people who are rich in this world, right? 1 Timothy 6:9, it says, but they that will be rich fall into temptation. Okay? And that hour of temptation, Charagma, okay, is, also for those rich and poor, the rich. Okay? It says, because they're going to be tempted, big time. It says, and a snare, right? That money that you have, and you ain't gonna be able to access it. Heck, you can't already access it as much as you would. You can't just walk into the bank without getting police called on you if you pull out too much money. You know, you can't store it. You can't store the money that you have. Okay, because it's all going digital. Okay, it says, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. Okay, so that money, okay, someone that is, rich in this world, that's a snare onto you. Okay, because that money, in order for you to access it even more, you're gonna have to take that charagma. Okay, and that means that you're even more of a slave. Okay, we're all slaves right now to the system, but those who end up taking that charagma, whether it's by force, people saying that you got to do it, or this is how you pay for things. Those people who do so, you're a slave, even more, and you you don't have the faith. Okay, So, that's pretty much the point, man. That slavery, you know, the influence that comes with this, Charagma is big, man, real big. Okay, and we're going to see who really are slaves this uh to this man and his his setup, you know, and those who are um slaves, to this setup, they'll end up being destroyed. Is the Bible say? Okay, because you're not supposed to take it. Okay, that's what the Bible says. It says, Revelation 14:9. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God. Okay, which we know is named to be Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. He shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Okay, you're going to be tormented in the presence of those who didn't take it, who have this faith. Okay? What the torment is, this place being destroyed with thermonuclear missiles. Okay? With fire. You'll be burnt up alive. Okay? Is the people who aren't slaves to this society, to this man, the elect, are saved and delivered from that this madness, this craziness. Okay? So with that, Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to say a shalom till next time.